Hello everyone, this is part 9 of What If Naruto Awakens the Rinnegan, and I hope you guys enjoy this video and to like, to subscribe, and check out the playlist, to see more comment down below. Now let's start the intro.
They call me a god. They call me a god. They call me a god.
Fire Country, forest near Daimyo's palace. Now we must speak with our eyes. Namikaze Naruto, Danzo said clearly. You have impressive defensive capabilities, good offense as well judging by your last attack. I landed a direct hit on you. I should have broke your back with that jutsu, Naruto said confused. Was it a genjutsu? No, my eyes would be able to tell if you tried to cast one on me even if you used those Sharingan of yours. You should surrender, Namikaze Naruto, Danzo told him. Perhaps in response to his words, Naruto jumped at him with a large spinning chakra ball larger than his own body in his right hand, Cho Udama Rasengan. Danzo stood firm as the jutsu exploded directly on top of him, obliterating everything within range including him and leaving a large crater in its wake. Naruto stood in the center of this newly created crater as a yet again unharmed Danzo appeared from behind him. I know my jutsu hit him that time, how did he survive? Naruto asked in thought as he jumped to evade the volley of wind bullets sent at him. Futon, Shinkugyoku, Danzo explained as launched the spread of wind bullets at the blonde. Fujutsu Kyuan, Naruto whispered in midair and the wind bullets dissolved before they were able to touch him. He's not bad for an old man. Was old man Sandime this strong too? His hands settled into a familiar seal as he touched back down on solid ground, Kage Bunshin no Jutsu. Two clones popped into existence beside him and started charging his next jutsu. Let's see how invincible you are, you old prune. That jutsu? The Yondaime Hokage's unfinished jutsu, Danzo said upon seeing it. For the record, it's not finished yet, I'm only at stage 5. I still have to reach stage 6, Naruto declared as a bell-like screech filled the air around them. Such an outrageous amount of concentrated chakra, a jutsu truly befitting the Kyuubi Jinchuriki, Danzo mused as he watched on. Naruto spun quickly and hurled the jutsu at the elder, Futon Raisen Shuriken. He threw it. I have no choice but to use Izanagi again, Danzo thought as the chakra shuriken struck him dead center and sliced through him. It exploded a moment later in a large blast of wind and power, completely destroying his body. Danzo reappeared a few feet away from where he was a moment ago. It's no use, Kyuubi. Even with the Rinnegan you cannot hope to defeat me here. Surrender and I will not punish you. I can see it, Naruto spoke simply. What? His eyes are different, that's not the Rinnegan. Danzo's eye, main, widened slightly. I couldn't see it before but now I can. Those Sharingan in your arm close every time you survive my jutsu. Meaning I've killed you 3 times already and you still need to die 8 more times before you stay dead. I just have to outlast you. Naruto shouted as his eyes constantly shifted color. His eyes? Don't tell me he's channeling Kyuubi's chakra, Sage Mode and his Rinnegan at the same time. This is bad, he might actually be able to kill me, Danzo realized and started forming hand seals. Kuchio's no jutsu, instantly a large taper appeared in a puff of smoke and started sucking in air from the area. What the hell is that? Naruto thought in alarm as he used his chakra to stick to the ground. Now he can't move and I can use the taper's suction to increase my power, Danzo thought as he appeared behind the blonde. He took a deep breath, exhaled a blast of wind, Futon, Shinku Renpa. Fujutsu Kyuan, Naruto turned quickly and tried to absorb the jutsu only for it to blow right through and strike his body directly. What? How did he? Naruto gasped as he was thrown back from the impact with an extensive number of cuts across his body. Futon, Shinku Taegyoku. Danzo followed it up with compressed wind ball which slammed into Naruto and exploded in a blast of fire and wind. A moment later he checked the Sharingan on his arm. I still have 7 including Shisui's eye. Bansho Tenon, Danzo jumped aside just as a large slab of earth crashed down on where he was standing a moment ago. Naruto appeared behind the elder in a flash of yellow with a ball of spinning chakra in hand, Rasengan. Fukunai Kiri. Danzo called out as he blew some wind chakra on a kunai and swung round to intercept his opponent. The two struck each other with their respective attacks and Danzo is blown back to the edge of the crater as Naruto pulled the wind-enhanced kunai out and threw it to the side. Danzo stood once more completely unharmed and checked his arm. That leaves 6. But I can't stop using Izanagi now. For an old man you're strong, Naruto commented as his wounds healed in a matter of seconds. And your ability to regenerate from just about any injury is tiring, Danzo stated. Benefits of Kyuubi and Sage Mode, the blonde shrugged with a grin. You are strong Kyuubi, but you also follow Hiruzen's teachings, the fool, Danzo continued. Why do you believe that? Naruto asked him. Because a shinobi's duty is to ensure the peace of the land and operate in the shadows. You and Hiruzen are the same in believing peace is maintained with friendship, Danzo stated clearly. Quote, Ero Sennin believed that the day would come when people would truly understand each other, Naruto told him. And that is what makes you a fool. Just because people can understand one another doesn't mean that they can come to an agreement. Peace can only be maintained by destroying your enemies and ruling supreme, Danzo proclaimed. And that is exactly what I plan to do, unite this world and rule it as one nation. Quote, Do you really think the world can be saved so easily? Naruto shouted as two clones appeared at his side and started channeling chakra into his hand. I am the only one who can ensure peace for Konoha, Danzo declared. I'm not worried about my own life, this is for Konoha, for the entire ninja world. I can't die now, I'll do anything to survive. I am the only one who can change this world, you will be nothing more than another sacrifice. I won't allow it, Naruto shouted as the sound of hundreds of constant explosions rippled through the air. He brought up his jutsu and launched it at the elder, Kaiten, Dai Reisenden. The jutsu exploded with such great force that the earth itself shook from the blast, leaving a crater similar in size to the first one right beside it. After the dust cleared, Danzo could be seen standing in the center of it, seemingly unfazed by this latest attack. 5 left including Shisui's. I must finish this soon, Danzo thought as he looked over the Sharingan on his arm. Damn it, my Sage Mode is depleted, I have to recharge, Naruto thought as he dropped the large scroll on his back and spread it out on the ground. He formed several hand seals and slammed his palm down on the kanji written on it, Gyaku Kuchio's no Jutsu. A clone appeared in a puff of smoke, dispelled quickly. A reverse summoning. Why would he? He must have depleted his Sage Mode, but why doesn't he just use the Toad Elders to gather the energy for him? Perhaps they can't, it must be the Kyuubi's doing, Danzo deduced as Naruto created 4 clones to aid him. Now what is he doing? The clones started channeling chakra to both of Naruto's hands. Don't tell me he can use 2 of them at the same time. He thought in alarm. Futon, Choin Raisin Shuriken, Naruto exclaimed as he threw the 2 chakra shurikens at the elder. Izanagi, Danzo thought as the 2 chakra shurikens engulfed him in a pair of large wind spheres. Damn it, 2 Raisin Shuriken or 2 Dai Reisenden are my limit before Sage Mode is drained, Naruto thought with staggering breaths. Danzo suddenly appeared behind him in an instant. Damn it. Fukunaikiri, Danzo called out as he struck the blade through Naruto's chest. Damn it, Naruto rasped out. You were too slow. I win, Danzo said simply. No. No you don't. Danzo jumped back in surprise as red chakra exploded from Naruto's body and encased him in a dense shroud of vile chakra. It took the shape of a fox with 6 tails and a skeleton lining it. So this is the power of the Kyuubi, certainly a monstrous creature, Danzo thought upon seeing the chakra fox. This won't be easy, he realized as the fox sent out a terrifying shriek. The fox shot forward in an instant and struck down on Danzo's location. Fortunately for him he was able to dodge at the last second. Such outrageous strength, he thought when he saw the size of the shockwave that was released from the impact. The fox turned towards him and chakra started to condense into a ball at its mouth. That is not good. Rokubako Ima, the fox began in a gritting voice. Futon, Shinku Taegyoku, Danzo called as he sent a compressed wind ball at the fox. The wind ball slammed into the fox, causing it to lose concentration, making the chakra ball destabilize and explode in a dome of light which stretched for a good 2 miles. Thankfully they were a sufficient distance away from the daimyo's palace so none of the others were in danger of being hit by their attacks and getting caught in the crossfire. That didn't mean they couldn't see it. He's too dangerous in this form, I have to suppress him now, Danzo thought as he checked his arm once again. Only 2 left. I have to make this count. Suddenly the fox's chakra started to bulge and 2 more tails grew on the shroud. At this rate he might fully transform. Danzo put his hands into a seal and cast off the bandages on his right arm. The fox roared as it exploded upwards and grew into a massive fox with 8 tails, no skin and no fur. It roared again as it swung its tails across the land and forced Danzo to jump away as the tails leveled the landscape and caused the very earth to shake. His strength has exceeded my expectations, Danzo realized in thought. I must do this now. He placed his right hand down on the and immediately several pillar of wood erupted from the ground around the fox. Hokage Shiki Jijin Jutsu, Kakuen Nitten Sushu. He called out as the wood grabbed the fox's tails and held it down. Izanagi, he whispered as the chakra crystals around Naruto's neck inside the fox began to glow. So close, and yet too far. No, Danzo shouted as the fox roared and broke free from its restraints. The wood crumbled under the intense chakra that the creature exuded and it started forming another, much larger ball of condensed chakra at its mouth. I only have one Sharingan left. Shisui's, bastard. Hachiboko Imari, the fox roared as it unleashed the attack. A massive condensed beam of chakra which vaporized everything it touched, carving out a large valley from the where Danzo stood to the base of the nearby mountain and actually engulfing the mountain in a wave of destruction. When the dust cleared, Danzo could be seen on one knee with clearly out of breath and the last of his Sharingan closed. I can't win, Danzo realized as he looked up at the monstrous demon fox. Its skin started to form along with its fur as the 9th tail started to form. No. And then suddenly, it stopped. Naruto's mindscape, Jinchuriki seal. Let go of me. No, I won't let you control me anymore. Naruto shouted. The red liquid around him bubbled and consumed him. Give your soul to me, boy, and I will destroy your enemies for you. Yes, you're doing fine. Kyuubi smirked sadistically as Naruto's eyes rolled back into his head and his jacket opened to reveal the seal. It distorted into a black spiral shape and the fox grinned. You're mine now, Naruto. Now come here and rip this seal off. Naruto approached the seal almost automatically and reached out to grab it. Until someone caught his hand. Naruto looked over at the one who caught it. Ha. I thought this might happen, said Namikaze Minato before he turned swiftly and pulled his son away from the Kyuubi's cage. You. The fox roared in anger upon seeing the Yondaime Hokage. Dad? Naruto asked hesitantly as Minato carried him further away from the seal. I worked it into the seal so that I would appear within your psyche when the seal unraveled to the point you unleashed 8 tails. Truth be told, I'd hoped you would never get that far, especially since I didn't ever want to see you again, Kyuubi, Minato explained as he set Naruto down on his feet. But then again, I was looking forward to meeting my son as a young man, so I guess you can call it even. Yondaime Hokage, come here. I'll rip you to shreds. Kyuubi snarled at him. Yeah. Telling me you're going to rip me to shreds isn't going to make me come any closer, Minato said to the fox over his shoulder. Right, Naruto? He asked his son. Dad, what the hell are you doing here? Naruto asked, unable to think of anything else. What does it look like? I'm saving you from the Kyuubi, Minato replied, gesturing towards the fox. Yondaime. Kyuubi snarled in anger. Damn, he sure is loud, isn't he? Let's go somewhere quieter. Minato clicked his fingers and the two appeared in what looked like a white void. Hiruzen-sama didn't tell you much of anything, did he? I know Jiraiya-sensei told you about me during your training, but I guess Hiruzen-sama wanted to suppress as much information about the fox as possible. If folks had found out you were my son before you were ready, then you would be in danger. I'm sorry. Dad, Naruto said with clenched fists. A second later he slugged his father in the stomach, causing him to wince. You complete moron. Ouch. Minato winced from the blow. And people say I pick up the recklessness from mom. Why would you even think about putting the Kyuubi inside your own son? How the hell could you put me through that? Naruto yelled in anger and frustration. I don't know if I'm happy or mad right now. Minato sighed as his son settled down. I see. How old are you, Naruto? Just turned 16 last October, Naruto answered as he wiped away the tears from his eyes. 16 already, huh? It must have been hard. Can you ever forgive me? Minato asked before he turned away. Though I suppose it's little consolation to you for me to put on a fatherly face and apologize after putting you through all that. No, I can deal. I still think you're a moron, but I can deal with that, Naruto said, shaking his head. Minato just smiled, just like your mother. His smile saddened. I miss her. She was always so full of energy, though that might have just been from the ramen. I wish I could have met her, Naruto admitted. Don't take this the wrong way, but I hope you don't see either of us for a long time after this, Minato said with a smile. Live your life to the fullest and have no regrets. I will, Naruto nodded in understanding. Minato's expression suddenly turned serious. I sealed half of Kyuubi's chakra inside you because I trusted that you would master its power, because you are my son. Dad, wait. You knew I would have the Rinnegan, didn't you? Naruto asked him, catching on. You're an Uzumaki of the royal family of Whirlpool. Of course I knew you would have the Rinnegan, and even if you didn't, I knew you would find a way to master it eventually. There is, however, another reason I went through all of this trouble. It's based on something I learned 16 years ago when Kyuubi attacked Konoha, Minato responded. What exactly? Naruto asked, confused. There was a mastermind behind Kyuubi's attack, who manipulated him and made him assault Konoha. He was quite a formidable shinobi, someone you would need extraordinary strength to stand against and hope to defeat, Minato answered. The benefactor of Akatsuki, the man who helped me destroy the Uchiha clan, and the man who summoned Kyuubi no Yoko to attack Konoha 16 years ago. Uchiha Madara. Uchiha Madara, Naruto said clearly. Minato nodded at that. Yes, I believe so. I know Jiraiya-sensei had his suspicions, and my hypothesis was only confirmed when Itachi mentioned Madara's name during your fight with him. You were watching? Naruto asked, surprised. I saw from the seal, Minato nodded in confirmation. I know about Jiraiya-sensei too. And about Pain. I know you want revenge on him, but I ask that you don't let it cloud your judgment. Quote. I'll try, Naruto said with a sigh. Back before Kyuubi's attack, Madara saw through all of my moves. He's no ordinary shinobi. I don't know what he's planning, but it can't be good, Minato continued. Why? Why is Konoha always the one that's targeted? Naruto asked the question that had been plaguing him. So long as there exists a shinobi culture in this world, there may never be peace and order. Danzo talked about uniting nations and making Konoha rule the world. Perhaps he's right. War is born when one tries to save something precious. So long as love exists, hate does as well. That hatred uses shinobi, thus, so long as we have shinobi culture, the monster known as hate will always give birth to new pains, Minato explained. Pain may have killed Jiraiya-sensei, but if you think about it deeper, you could say that it was the disorder in the shinobi world that created pain and that killed sensei. A battle against hatred, that's what shinobi are, and each and every one of us battles that hatred on a daily basis. Jiraiya-sensei entrusted you to find the answer to stopping this hatred. Quote. But I can't. Danzo killed the Uchiha clan and used Itachi to do it. Pain killed Ero Sennin and Itachi killed Hokage-sensei. I just can't, Naruto told him. I know, Minato nodded in understanding. Please tell me, what should I do? Naruto asked him. You have to find the answer yourself, for even I do not know it, Minato admitted. How the hell am I supposed to do that? Ero Sennin, and even you have no clue. How the hell am I supposed to do something like this? Naruto shouted in frustration. Minato's right hand found its way to his son's head, calming him down. You'll find the answer. I believe in you, isn't that enough? Why? Naruto asked him. Well, it is the duty of a parent to unconditionally believe in their children, Minato said with a smile as he let go of his son's hair. Now, it's time for me to go, my chakra is fading. He placed his hand on Naruto's seal and it returned to its normal state. I've repaired the seal, but this is a one-time thing. I can't do it again. It's fixed, Naruto asked in surprise as he looked at the seal. By now Minato was beginning to fade away. Konoha can be rebuilt as long as the wall of fire still burns. Good luck, Naruto. I'm counting on you. He vanished completely a moment later. Thanks, Dad, Naruto said as the world around him shattered. Fire Country, battlefield, near Daimyo's palace. What happened? Danzo asked in thought as saw the fox seem to shatter like glass before his eyes and fade away in nothingness. Did he find some way to suppress the Kyuubi on his own? No, that's impossible. He was obviously unconscious and yet he still suppressed the Kyuubi despite it nearing its complete form. Just what is he? Are you ready to finish this, Danzo? Naruto asked from the center of where the large fox once stood. My sage mode is recharged again. It looks like my last clone was dispelled again by Kyuubi's chakra. Suddenly trees started to sprout from Danzo's right arm and he yelled in pain. He grabbed a kunai and sliced his entire arm off as the arm expanded into a large tree. It looks like you're reaching your limit too. Shut up, boy. I'm not done yet, Danzo spat at him. I'm out of Sharingan, so I can't do Izanagi anymore, and with Shisui's eye now closed I can't even cast that Genjutsu either. Naruto put his hands into a seal and blue chakra exploded from his body. Damn, this is going to hurt, but I don't have a choice. Exactly 100 shadow clones popped into existence around him. Taju Kage Bunshin no Jutsu. The clones shot forward a moment later. Damn it, with the Rinnegan active I just know I'm going to have a monster headache in the morning. Futon, Shinkua. Danzo called out as he exhaled a large blast of wind which wiped out the clones. Unfortunately for him, it was just to buy some time. Chibaku Tensei. Naruto shouted as he threw up a small gravity ball into the sky above them. No. Danzo exclaimed in thought as he was pulled up onto the miniature moon along with the rest of the earth around him. I cannot die like this. More slabs of rock impacted the construct and a few struck down. It is downright on Danzo's location until he half buried beneath solid rock. Quote. I think you are right, Danzo. I think the only way to bring Konoha peace is to unite the world. But I can't accept your way of doing things. Naruto's voice was barely above a whisper, but Danzo heard it all the same. Quote. Do not waver, Danzo said as he accepted his fate. Shinra Tensei. The miniature moon exploded outwards and debris from it fell to the ground around Naruto. After a few minutes of silence for his fallen enemy, Naruto turned away only to turn back when a column of light shot out of the ground where Danzo lay. What? Another chakra crystal exploded from the ground and slammed into his open hands. Another one. 5 of 6. Gedo Mazo. Naruto just shook his head. I'll worry about this later. He turned away again and headed back in the direction of the daimyo's palace. Goodbye, Danzo. If he had stayed just a bit longer, he would have noticed a plant-like figure appear from the ground. That was great. I haven't seen a fight like that in years, Black Zetsu commented. Madara-sama is not going to be happy about this, White Zetsu said clearly before they disappeared into the ground again. Fire Country, Daimyo's Palace, Council Chamber. You can't do this, Koharu shouted indignantly as the Anbu held her back. What are they still doing here? Get those traitors out of my sight, Naruto ordered, and the Anbu took the two elders away, kicking and screaming all the way. I see the tales of your strength are true, Namikaze Naruto. The Fire Daimyo smiled with a hint of mischief. I had wanted Senju Suna to be the Rokudaime Hokage, but she will be needed more at the hospital than on the battlefield. That leaves you, he continued. Me? Naruto asked as he turned towards the Fire Daimyo. He flapped his fan back together. It's decided then. Namikaze Naruto, you will be the Rokudaime Hokage. Wait, what? Fire Country, Hokage Monument, Council Chamber. This is too much. Naruto yelled in frustration as he threw the piles of papers into the air. Hokage-sama, the paperwork needs to be done, Shizune said, clearly amused at the situation. Screw the paperwork, I have bigger problems at the moment. Naruto waved her comment away and shook his head. Knock knock. Come in. Naruto called. Hopefully he wouldn't snap. The rest of the Konoha 10 entered with Yugito. Oh, it's you guys. Is that all you have to say? Kiba asked, sounding insulted. Yes, it is dog breath, Naruto replied, not missing a beat. Before the Inuzuka could respond, he turned to Yugito. Please tell me this is a social call. Mostly, Yugito nodded with a smile. Shushu is handling more of the injuries, but everything is fine for the moment. That's good. I have Sai and Tayuya mopping up the last of Danzo's roots, so they won't be back until later. Hopefully Akatsuki won't try anything else for a while, Naruto sighed as he leaned back in his new chair. The new Hokage Tower will take at least a month to build, and that is if everyone pulls double shifts, Neji mused as he leaned against the far wall. Our flames of youth have not diminished, Lee proclaimed. Suddenly a messenger ran into the makeshift office, surprising everyone. Hokage-sama. What is it now? Naruto asked, clearly irritated. There are some Kumo nins here to see you and Yugito-sama, the messenger replied. Show them in, Naruto said immediately. The moment the three Kumo nins entered, Yugito recognized them. Sumui, Karui and Omoi too. What's going on? Yugito asked them. 4 days ago Kumo was attacked by Akatsuki, Sumui replied. What? Yugito asked in shock. The entire village has been wiped out. Reikage-sama is dead and Kiribi-sensei is missing. The council sent us here to get you. All of our ninja are being recalled, Sumui explained. Grandfather is. And Kiribi-sensei too. How? Who did it? Yugito demanded. I do not know his name, but I do know one thing. He wielded the Rinnegan, Sumui replied, and suddenly the temperature in the room dropped. Pain, Naruto growled out. Him. Yugito gritted out in anger as her fists tightened at her side. She turned to Naruto and said, I'm going home. Team Guy will escort you out of Fire Country. Naruto nodded in understanding and turned to the team in question, whom nodded also. This can't go on any longer. Shikamaru, would you please send out a message to the 5 major nations? Inform them I'm calling for a 5-cage summit in Iron Country. Everyone was surprised at the order. What a drag. Yes, Hokage-sama, Shikamaru sighed and nodded. Tsunade Barkan will be in charge of the village while I'm at the summit, so please inform her. Also Team Kurenai, I want you 3 to locate Sai and Tayuya. Tell them they're being recalled. They nodded at the orders. Dismissed, he sighed as the Konoha nins left the room. Team Sumui followed a moment later, but Naruto stopped Yugito from leaving also. Yugito. She turned back to him, please be safe. I will. Yugito nodded with a smile before she left, leaving Naruto alone in the room. If there was one thing Naruto realized in that moment, it was that time was quickly running out. For everyone. Sound Country, Oto, Alpha Base 02. Uchiha Sasuke sat in the main office of the complex as he read over the report in front of him with silent anger and hatred drifting off from him. Ever since Orochimaru was killed by Naruto, he had taken over as the Otokugen with the intent of using the village's resources for his own ends. He did not, however, expect to see the report in front of him right now. Are you certain? His voice was a harsh whisper. A nervous Karen stood in front of him and nodded, yes, Otokuge-sama. Leave. Sasuke ordered, and Karen quickly exited the room. Sasuke-kun. Sakura asked worriedly. Itachi is dead. Naruto killed him. Naruto, he has taken away my revenge, Sasuke growled out as he stood up and threw the entire desk to the side. Sakura stood unmoving as he did so. Sasuke-kun, your eyes. What? He asked her sharply. Your eyes are different, Sakura told him. He looked in the mirror hanging from the wall on the left. My eyes. The Mangekyo Sharingan. His fists clenched at his side. Itachi was my only concern. The closest person to me. His death has triggered this. What do we do now, Sasuke-kun? Sakura asked. I'm going to kill Naruto. For taking away my revenge, Sasuke declared as he turned to the Pinkett. Come, we're leaving. I must form a team for us to be successful, starting with Karen. Yes, Sasuke-kun, Sakura nodded but held a bit of jealousy in her tone over the other girl's name. Rain Country, Akatsuki headquarters. So that's what happened. White Zetsu finished. What will you do now? Asked Black Zetsu. Madara remained silent. The Hokage is organizing a 5-cage summit in Iron Country in 1 week's time, White Zetsu informed. Hatake Kakashi is dead. Who is the new Hokage? Pain inquired. Namikaze Naruto, White Zetsu answered to the surprise of those in the room. Of course, with Danzo dead he is the best choice, Pain nodded in understanding. This is unfortunate. I had hoped Itachi would die at Sasuke's hands so we could use him. Madara's voice was harsh and laced with anger. Sasuke is nothing but an ignorant little child who throws his anger at everything he can, Pain stated as he turned away. He is irrelevant, was all he said before he vanished into the darkness with Konan right behind him. Disrespectful little Senju, you should respect your betters. Even in my weakened form I can kill you, Madara thought as his mask started to distort and spiral around him. Just you wait until I have the rest of the Biju. And then we shall see exactly where you stand in my new world. He was gone a moment later. Fire Country, Hokage Monument Council Chamber. Naruto stood up in front of the 2 other ninja in the room garbed in cage robes and wearing the Hokage hat. Tayuya and Sai stood in front him trying not to flinch, which even Sai was finding hard to do. I will soon be heading to the summit. Each cage is allowed only 2 guards and no exceptions. You 2 have been chosen because I know when shit happens you can handle yourselves, Naruto spoke simply. It shouldn't be too hard, Tayuya said confidently. But still, I doubt Akatsuki will ignore this summit, Sai added. I'm hoping they try something, Naruto said grinning. Just to give us a reason for the 5 villages to bring down the combined strength on them. That's a bit reckless, Tayuya muttered. But effective, Naruto countered as he approached the door. Let's go, he said over his shoulder. Yes, Hokage-sama, Sai and Tayuya nodded, though by Tayuya's tone it was clear that she was amused. Iron Country, Forest. Uchiha Sasuke rushed through the snow-covered trees as quickly as he could, his team right behind him as he jumped from tree to tree. He and Sakura had spent a full 3 hours putting this team together so they could assassinate the new Hokage at the meeting he had called in this country. The team itself was made up of his scout, a red-headed girl named Karen, and the two heavy hitters, Juugo and Sugetsu. They had made a short detour to Wave Country for the Kubakiri Hoko, Momoki Zabu's old sword, which had been used as a marker for his grave. Sugetsu wanted the blade and had said he'd only join Sasuke if he could have it. The only reason Sasuke really agreed to it was because Wave Country was on the way to Iron Country. A flicker of orange caught the Uchiha's attention before it expanded into a swirling vortex of some kind. Sasuke stopped on one of the branches as the others did the same behind him. What the hell is that? Sugetsu asked in surprise. The vortex spiraled until it took the shape of a man wearing an orange spiral mask and a large Akatsuki cloak. Is he Akatsuki? Hello Sasuke, the stranger greeted. His chakra, it came out of nowhere, what the hell? Karen asked as she concentrated on the man. How did you know where I was? Sasuke demanded. Don't underestimate me, it is well within my power, the masked man spoke simply. What do you want with me? Sasuke inquired. I have a job for you, the stranger stated. Who are you? Sasuke asked him. My name is Uchiha Madara, he answered, surprising the group. Your chakra is vile and reminds me of Uchiha Madara. So you're the one the Kyuubi compared me to, Sasuke said with narrowed eyes. Am I supposed to care? He asked. Madara chuckled at that. No, but I know you do care about your revenge. It's such a shame Itachi had to die by Naruto's hands instead of your own. Do not speak to me of Itachi. Sasuke shouted as he jumped towards the stranger with his fist covered in lightning. Chidori, he called out as he struck, only to fall through Madara's body like it wasn't even there. What? Is that some kind of jutsu? He thought as he steadied himself on another branch. I told you not to underestimate me, even Itachi could not defeat when we fought, Madara told him. Sasuke didn't respond to that, instead opting to glare. Know your place, child. What do you want exactly? Sasuke demanded. What I want is the Kyuubi, Madara answered darkly. You want Naruto? Fine, you can have him as long as I get to crush him completely, Sasuke responded. Then we are agreed, Madara nodded with a chuckle. Madara-sama, a voice called as a figure rose from the branch of a nearby tree. Who's that? Karen asked. Calm down, he's with me, Madara told her and turned to the newcomer. Zetsu, so who is the new Raikage? He asked. Ni Yugito, White Zetsu answered. Of course, Madara chuckled at the irony of the situation. Yugito is, the Raikage. Sakura said in disbelief. What the hell happened in Kumo? She demanded. One of my minions, Pain destroyed the village, but because he and Itachi made such a commotion recently, Naruto was forced to organize a 5-cage summit. They're all on the move now, Madara explained. What do you want to do, Otokage-sama? Sugetsu asked. We head to the summit and kill the cages, excluding the Dobe and that demon woman. You can have them, Madara, as long as I get to crush them, Sasuke responded. Excellent, Madara chuckled again. Zetsu, he said, and his companion nodded. I'll lead you, White Zetsu said as he both halves of him split apart. Follow me, White Zetsu said as he jumped into the trees with the Oto team following close behind. That went well, Black Zetsu commented after they left. No, I can't believe Naruto was able to defeat Itachi, though I suppose it was fitting that the only one capable of matching an Uchiha was a Senju in all but name. Even if Sasuke were to become more powerful than Itachi, if we can't control him, then he's no use to us. I had planned to use Itachi's death at Sasuke's hands to make him more controllable. But clearly Naruto's actions have changed things, Madara stated clearly. I'm surprised you accounted for the possibility of Itachi's death by Naruto's hands, Black Zetsu said, intrigued. It's not what I had wanted, but I always keep at least one backup plan just in case something goes wrong. Namikaze Naruto, that brat's thrown quite the wrench into my plans, Madara's voice sounded both annoyed and disgusted. What are you going to do? Will you make your move? Black Zetsu asked him. I've had enough of being cautious. I think it's time to hurry up and implement the Moon's Eye plan. Madara looked up at the sky and chuckled. Further away, Sasuke and his group were following White Zetsu as he led them towards their destination. Can we trust him? Juugo asked from his side. Let's just see what happens, Sasuke told him. If he tries anything funny, I'll use Amaterasu on him. There's something I've been wanting to test out anyway. Iron Country, Sanro. The journey to Iron Country was uneventful, and once the Konoha nins met up with several samurai on patrol, they were escorted to where the summit was taking place. At the entrance, they were greeted by a man who radiated authority and was clearly not amused at the situation. We've been waiting for you, Hokage Dono. You are the last one to arrive. I am of Iron Country. My name is Mifune, the man greeted. It's nice to meet you. I apologize for our tardiness, but we got here as soon as we could. My name is Naruto. I'm the Hokage, the blonde responded with a nod. Right this way, Hokage Dono, Mifune said before turning and leading the nins into the structure. They soon arrived in a large room with a number of people standing against stone pillars that dotted around it. Naruto first spotted the Chushikage, a small old man who looked like he already had one foot in the grave but would still take down anyone who challenged him. Next was the Mizukage, an auburn-haired woman appeared to be smiling but radiated a barely concealed dangerous aura. Then there was the Kazekage. Gaara, Naruto greeted. Namikaze Naruto, so you are the new Hokage. I had feared someone dangerous had taken the job. Gaara nodded. You mean Danzo? I wouldn't worry about him anymore. Naruto waved it off. When Gaara didn't say anything, he continued, have you seen the Raikage? You mean me? A familiar female voice spoke from behind him. He turned and came face to Che. I mean face with one knee. Yugito, Naruto. Yugito, you're the Raikage? Asked a confused Naruto. Yugito nodded in reply, yes. I just wish it were under better circumstances. Naruto nodded in understanding. This way, please follow me. Mifune spoke to the room and led everyone to a smaller room with a large table in the center and a balcony above them. Please have a seat and place your hats on the table. The cages complied and the guards they brought with them moved to the balcony above to keep watch. You are here today because the Hokage has called this meeting. My name is Mifune and I will be your moderator. The meeting will begin now, he finished. I'll go first. Listen up, Gaara spoke up. The makeup of the 5 cages sure has changed. You must be something special to be made Kazekage at your age. Your father must have taught you right, but apparently he forgot to instill manners in you, Oniki commented amused. I guess that's why I'm here as Kazekage now, Gaara shot back, causing the old man to laugh. Cheeky brat, Oniki laughed. Chushikage Dono, please stop interrupting. Kazekage Dono, please continue, Mei said, trying to get back on track. I'm a former Jinchuriki. Akatsuki captured me and nearly killed me while extracting the Ichibi from me. That's why I believe Akatsuki is extremely dangerous, Gaara explained. I requested aid from the other cages many times, but they all ignored me. Except for, of course, the former Hokage and Raikage, though at this point with so many Jinchuriki captured. It's too late for aid, he finished. Oniki snorted at that. If a country has had its Jinchuriki captured, it has no business giving other countries orders. It's an embarrassment. You should have tried to recover it in secret. Once it is stolen, you can't expect other countries to help you, Oniki declared to the room. I suggest you watch what you say, Chushikage Dono. You are in the room with the last 2 Jinchuriki alive, a former Jinchuriki and 2 wielders of the Rinnegan. I'll let that comment slide this time, but I won't always be so lenient, Naruto spoke up. Oniki snorted with a smirk, you're all bark and no bite Namikaze. Just like my father then, Naruto responded, causing the Chushikage to glare. We're getting off topic, Yugito reasoned. Just because the Biju have been stolen is no reason to be afraid. It takes time and knowledge to control them. Not to mention skill, Mei continued. The Jinchuriki must grow with the Biju they contain in order to adapt to them, and even then control is difficult. It won't happen immediately, right Kazekage Dono? Hokage Dono. Raikage Dono? Asked the Chushikage. Who needs control when fighting Akatsuki? Considering what their members have been like, I would have thought it would be more practical to hit them with superior power or numbers. It's worked for us so far, Naruto responded. Yes, and now there are only 2 Jinchuriki left, Oniki shot back. Only Uchiha Madara, Senju Hashirama, the Yondai Mizukage, Yagura and the Yondai Raikage's brother, Killer Bee have ever been able to completely control a Biju. 2 of which are the descendants of the Rikudo Sennin, Naruto pointed out. Uchiha Madara and Senju Hashirama both inherited his power, so naturally the Rinnegan is responsible for that. The Rikudo Sennin, he's nothing but a myth, Oniki snorted. And yet I wield the Rinnegan, Naruto shot back. I may not be able to control the Kyuubi as I am now, but I can suppress it any time I want with or without the seal on my stomach. After a few moments of silence he continued. There is a man in Akatsuki who also has the Rinnegan. He is the apparent leader of the organization, but he is a figurehead for the real leader of Akatsuki. Real leader? Mei asked curiously. Uchiha Madara. His answer surprised everyone in the room. I thought he was long since dead, Oniki said, clearly shocked at this piece of information. I don't understand it either, but it's definitely him, Naruto confirmed. I never thought he was literally a monster, Oniki said as he took a breath. That's why I think they'll be able to use the Biju without any problems. 16 years ago Madara sent the Kyuubi to attack Konoha, but the more I think about it the more it seems like he wanted the Kyuubi to be defeated and sealed, Naruto explained with a sigh. Quote, ... So he could extract it from a Jinchuriki along with the rest of the Biju, Yugito said, catching on. That sounds like something he would do, Oniki commented. He was always insane and dangerous, especially when he controlled the Kyuubi. Between Pain, a wielder of the Rinnegan, and Madara, Akatsuki could make a powerful force if they decide to attack, Naruto said simply. Then what do we do? Mei asked the question. As a neutral country, I have to say the leaders of Akatsuki have clearly read the times. They used the stability and suspicion of the other countries to increase their own power. At this rate, even Iron Country is at risk, but there is a silver lining. It's rare for the 5 cages to come together like this. What do you say to forming an alliance until Akatsuki is taken care of? Mifune asked the cages. An alliance? Yugito inquired curiously. I think the only way to bring Konoha peace is to unite the world. The memory of his own words flashed through the Hokage's mind before he quickly came to a decision. I agree. An alliance would make it harder for Akatsuki to openly move, and we might be able to force them into a corner. The chain of command should be uniform. We want to avoid further confusion as much as possible, Mifune continued. So, the question is, who will have the authority over the new army? Oniki asked the question. You will only fight amongst yourselves, sir. I would like you to respect my position as a neutral party. I will decide who amongst you is best suited for the job, Mifune said clearly. All right. Who? Oniki asked, clearly running out of patience. The Hokage, Mifune answered, surprising the room. Like hell I'll follow the orders of that man's child, Oniki said in anger. Mifune Dono, I just took the position of Hokage barely a week ago, Naruto spoke his opinion. Konoha has done more damage to Akatsuki than any other faction, even if you were aided by Kumo and Suna on several occasions. You also wield the Rinnegan, so it should only be fitting that you lead the alliance against the force which threatens the entire world, Mifune explained his reasoning. There is also the fact that Uchiha Madara originally founded Konoha with Senju Hashirama, so again it is fitting that Konoha leads the battle against him. The room fell into silence after that. Why not someone else? Naruto asked him. Kazekage Dono and Reikage Dono are too young. You are in fact too young, but you specifically have the most experience in dealing with Akatsuki out of everyone in this room. Chushikage Dono on the other hand is too old for the position and would be seen by many of the smaller villages as having mobility problems. Mizukage Dono, she would make a good choice, but her village's reputation may become a negative factor when dealing with Akatsuki and any of the smaller countries. I don't know Akatsuki's plans for the Biju, but we can't let the Kyuubi or the Nibi fall into their hands, Mifune explained. Again the room fell silent. What is your answer? Mifune asked the Hokage. Suddenly a white figure erupted from the center of the room, surprising everyone. Hello. White Zetsu shouted as the guards dropped down from above onto the tables. Now what? Yugito growled out. Akatsuki. Naruto queried. So it would appear, Oniki replied. Uchiha Sasuke is here somewhere, the question is where? White Zetsu asked with a grin. Let's all search for Sasuke, come on. He called out. Sasuke. What the hell is he doing here? Naruto inquired. He works for Akatsuki now, White Zetsu explained. Yugito was suddenly over the table and had her hand firmly around the intruder's neck. She slammed him into the ground as lightning danced across her body. She's fast, White Zetsu thought as the Reikage glared down at him. Akatsuki is here. Tell me where before I crush you, Yugito growled at him. Oh fine, I'll give you one hint, White Zetsu said, amused, until Yugito snapped his neck and dropped his corpse to the floor. She turned away and said to her escorts, "She helped me locate the intruders. There was no reason to kill him. If we had captured him, you have been able to get some intel on Akatsuki out of him," Mei told the young Reikage. "Screw the interrogation, there's no one in Akatsuki who would willingly betray them. The only reason Orochimaru did was because he failed in taking over Itachi's body," Naruto said, standing up also. "They're all hardcore," Gaara commented. Darui, let's go," Yugito shouted as she punched a hole through the wall to make an exit. "Sorry about that wall," Darui said to the samurai as he and she made to follow their cage. "Good grief, she's just like her grandfather at that age," Onaki commented at the sight. "Taiuya, Sai, you two follow me," Naruto spoke as he dashed out of the room. "It's time for a Team Kakashi reunion," he finished before vanishing down the corridor. "What?" Karen thought in surprise as her senses flared. "What is it, Karen?" Juugo asked her. "The samurai is starting to move, they seem to be looking for us," Karen answered quickly. "Zetsu, it was him," Juugo stated. "It's no use, there are too many of them, they'll capture us for sure," Karen said to the team. "That bastard Zetsu. I won't forget this," Sugetsu said through gritted teeth. Just then Sasuke jumped out in front of a squad of samurai as they channeled lightning chakra into their swords. "Samurai can control chakra too?" Karen asked, confused. "I had no idea they could use chakra like that," Sugetsu commented as Sakura appeared at the Otokage's side. "What are they doing?" Karen asked, almost panicking. "I'm really pissed off right now, come at me. I won't go easy on you," Sasuke said to the samurai. "Neither will we," the leader shouted as he sent 2 lightning slashes at him. Sasuke swiped the Kusanagi up and the lightning attacks dissolved, he deflected them. "That jutsu looked like ours." Sasuke shot forward without a word and started slicing through the samurai faster than they could react. "Damn it. Why is he killing them?" Sugetsu asked through gritted teeth. "His chakra is completely different from earlier, it's a lot darker than before, colder too," Karen commented, shivering slightly. "Something's coming," she shouted as the ceiling above them exploded and 6 figures dropped down in the room. "Well, isn't this a nice little reunion?" asked a male voice she didn't recognize. "You two really are working with Akatsuki now, you'll both be dead by the end of the day," declared a woman's voice she also didn't recognize. "Naruto, Yugito," Sakura nodded in greeting. "Dobe, demon woman," Sasuke snorted at the pair. "With Ero Sennin dead, I now run his spy network. I have to say, when I found out you were the new Otokage, I was surprised," Naruto stated, amused. "Not as much we were when we heard you two became the Hokage and the Reikage," Sasuke continued. "We heard about Kakashi-sensei too," Sakura added. "And that Itachi was killed by you," Sasuke finished with a glare at the Hokage. Naruto nodded in understanding. "If you want to kill me, then you're welcome to try, team. No matter what happens here today, the bond we all have as Team Kakashi will be forever severed," Yugito declared as her body exploded in electricity. "Let's go wild," Naruto finished as he also shifted into his most powerful form. "Iron Country, Sanro. I won't show mercy, Dobe," Sasuke shouted as he shot forward, his left hand covered in lightning. Naruto shot forward also, prompting Yugito to shout, "Wait. Naruto. Sasuke, maybe. You and I are opposites," Naruto thought as they closed in on each other. "Chidori," Sasuke called out with his arm outstretched. "Rinnegan," Naruto exclaimed as the 2 attacks clashed. And the world around them was consumed in light. The two stood apart from each other in the empty white void. "You know, everyone in the village used to hate me. They hated me because of the Kyuubi, and I used to hate them too. There were times when I wanted revenge. One misstep and I might have come to the same horrible conclusion you did. I thought I had no connections with anyone until I met you and Iruka-sensei. I knew you were always alone and I was relieved there was someone else like me. I wanted to talk to you but I didn't. I was jealous because you could do anything, so I decided you would be my rival. I wanted to be like you. I finally had some connections. As we fulfilled our duties as Team 7 and later as Team Kakashi, I was always chasing after you, wanting to be as strong as you. I'm glad I met you," Naruto said with a smile. "Naruto, nothing you say can change my mind. I'm going to kill you. You took away my revenge. You took away my purpose." Sasuke shouted at him. Naruto nodded at that. I know. Your only choices are to kill me and be the hero who protects the village or just another loser that I kill. The choice is yours, Sasuke said clearly. Naruto just continued to smile. My choice is. Everyone covered their eyes as the explosion rocked the entire building and hurled the two combatants across the room on opposite sides. Bansho Tenon. Tayuya called out as she tried to slow Naruto's speed just long enough for Sai to catch him. Sasuke-kun. Sakura exclaimed in surprise as Suigetsu caught him. What were you thinking charging straight in like that? Yugito asked him in a voice mixed with anger and worry. Now, I know for sure, Naruto whispered, either not hearing her or ignoring her. He rose to his feet as Sai asked, now you know what Hokage-sama. Sasuke-kun. Sakura asked, confused as she looked back and forth between the two. So that's your answer, Sasuke said lowly. I refuse to believe that is the only outcome. I cannot accept that, the Uchiha shouted out. We've become first-class ninja. You saw it as plain as day, it's not too late. If you leave now we can forget this ever happened, Naruto told him. Sasuke just shook his head in response. I can't accept that, Dobe. I can't. Quote. Then you are truly lost, Naruto sighed in disappointment. You. Why do you go so far? Sasuke questioned. Quote. Because we're friends, Naruto's answer surprised him. Sasuke, we may not be able to understand each other by ordinary methods, but I knew that from the first time we met. We can understand each other with our fists and there's nothing wrong with that. After all, like I said, it means we've become first-class ninja. Naruto. Sakura trailed off in thought as she looked at her former teammate. But I have given up on trying to speak to you both. I mean, I've never been a good talker anyway, so what the hell am I doing lecturing you? Hey, even if we both end up dying in the end, at least we won't have to deal with the Uchiha and the Kyuubi. Not burdened with any of that, Naruto said with a shrug. Quote. I refuse to believe that is the answer, Sasuke said simply. Come here so I can rip you to shreds, he said with a glare. Yeah. Telling me you're going to rip me to shreds isn't going to make me come any closer, Naruto said while experiencing severe deja vu. Okay, I sounded way too much like Dad for a second there. She now. Yugito ordered. Rinnegan Raikouchu. She exclaimed as he cast the genjutsu. Stand firm, it's nothing more than an illusion, Sasuke told the others. Raiten no Yoroi, Yugito whispered as she appeared in front of the Uchiha in an instant. Sakura moved in front of her and blocked the attack with her own super strength. Not bad, Pinky. Her physical strength is on my level while she's using that jutsu of hers, Sakura thought as the two tried to push the other off balance. The Oto team jumped away and regrouped a few feet away. This isn't going to be as easy as we'd thought. The guy in the back is a sensor, so is the Raikage. We're going to have to take them both and Naruto down if we're going to get out of here alive. Anyone up for it? Sakura asked the others. I'll do it, Juugo spoke up as his curse seal came to life and started to cover High Body. He roared as the curse seal consumed him completely. I'll kill you. Damn. His personality changed more than his appearance. Everyone be on guard, his chakra just enlarged, Yugito commented. Now that Juugo is in killer mode, do you think he'll remember we're still on his side? Suigetsu asked him teammates. As long as you don't get in his way then you'll be fine, Sakura responded. I hope so, the swordsman muttered. A second later Yugito appeared in front of them and slugged Juugo across the face, sending him flying back across the room. He sailed through the air for a few seconds before crashing hard into the far wall, sending dust out from where the impact. Yugito appeared in front of the mutated Otonin and delivered a fierce punch to his ribs. While this was happening, Suigetsu appeared behind Shi and swung the Kubikiri Hoko at him. Gotcha. He was blocked, however Darui, who had moved to intercept him, nice sword. Thanks, Darui responded simply as Sai appeared behind Suigetsu and made to stab him with his own Tanto. Suigetsu backed off and readied his Kubikiri Hoko once more. This is getting interesting. Across the room Tayuya jumped away as Sakura struck down on where she had been standing with damaging results. Hold still. The Pinkage shouted as Senta jumped after her. Sutenkyaku. She called out as she swung her leg down on the redhead. Shinra Tensei. Tayuya exclaimed in response and sent Sakura down towards the floor. Just then a large beam of energy exploded across the room, melting everything it touched and surprising the two. Juugo mustn't be holding back, Sakura commented upon seeing the blast. That was one of your teammates? Tayuya asked incredulously. He's the one who spawned the curse seal. And the only one who has a level 3 curse seal, Sakura explained. I killed her. Who's next? Juugo asked almost insanely. Keizuki, Yugito whispered as she appeared at his side and slashed his left arm clean off. Damn you bitch. Juugo shouted in anger. Hey Tayuya. Trade ya? Yugito asked over her shoulder. Fine. The redhead agreed and the two turned their attention to their new opponents. Shinra Tensei. She shouted and blasted the mutated Otonin into the wall again. She then brought her hands together and created a small gravity well ball. Chibaku Tensei. She called out as she threw the ball at him. He laughed insanely as his cannons fired once more and hit the ball as it approached. It had no effect however and in fact seemed to enlarge it just before it struck him in the chest. He could feel his body being ripped apart and crushed as the ball started to draw in everything in the area. Tayuya kept it going until the room started to fall apart under the intense pressure of the attack. After it was over, Juugo was no more and Tayuya was left staring at the place where he once stood. She looked around in search of her allies but found that Yugito and Sakura were gone. Suddenly the sound of a bell-like screech filled the air and everyone turned to see three Narutos charging a spinning white shuriken-like weapon. Futon, Raisin Shuriken, he exclaimed as he hurled the chakra shuriken at Sasuke. So this is how he defeated Itachi, Sasuke thought as evaded the attack and managed to escape from the wind sphere it expanded into. He rolled across the ground as the force of the resulting detonation blew him away, such an outrageous concentration of chakra. Futon, Renkuden. Naruto followed it up with a large blast of wind from his mouth which destroyed the wall and forced the two of them outside into the snow. It was now that he felt his sage mode leave him. You can't win, Sasuke. What's the matter, Dobe? Running out of steam. Sasuke sneered as spiritual bones seemed to appear encase him. Is that Susanoo? No. It must be a weaker version of it, so that's how you survived my attack just now, Naruto mused upon seeing it. But last time I checked, it requires the Mangekyo Sharingan in order to use it. It's because of Itachi, isn't it? He received no reply. I see. For what it's worth, I'm sorry. I do not want your apologizes. I want to kill you. Sasuke shouted at him. Try it then, Naruto dared as the two locked eyes. Tsukuyomi, Sasuke whispered as the world around them disappeared. Anomaly, Tsukuyomi. Naruto found himself in a black and red world with Sasuke standing a few feet away. He couldn't move or even speak as Sasuke wordlessly approached with the Kusanagi in hand. The last time we fought, you mentioned taking my life on a whim. Well, now I'm going to take your life on a whim, Sasuke declared as he brought up the sword and struck forward. Only to have his outstretched arm caught by a figure covered in shadow. What? Suddenly Naruto could move again and he looked over at the one who had intervened, Itachi. Brother, Sasuke whispered with wide eyes. I'm very disappointed in you, Sasuke, Itachi said clearly before backhanding the younger Uchiha away. But how are you here? Sasuke asked as he recovered quickly. I gave Naruto-kun some of my power, just in case Madara got to you, Itachi replied. He hasn't got to me at all. I do this because I want to. Sasuke shouted in anger. You are still a child even now. I wanted you to use your hatred to push yourself beyond your limits and survive. However, now it is clear that you have allowed your hatred to consume you, Itachi said with a sad smile. He took a step towards his younger brother. I'm sorry. What are you? Sasuke started before he felt Itachi put a finger on his forehead just like he did so long ago. Sorry, Sasuke, this is the last time, Itachi said with a smile. The world around them turned white. Iron Country, battlefield. Sasuke collapsed to his knees and clutched his head in his hands as he screamed in anguish. Naruto just stood where he was, unmoving as the Uchiha in front of him wailed with cries of pain that was both emotional and physical. Sasuke, Itachi loved you more than anything. Please don't make me kill you, Naruto pleaded with him. Shut up, Naruto. Damn it, he shouted in anger and pain as he felt his hatred continuing to manifest. Quickly Naruto unraveled his scroll and summoned a sage clone, Gyaku Kuchio's no Jutsu. The clone dispelled and his sage mode returned a second later. Can you even hear me, Sasuke? I said shut up. Amaterasu. Black flames shot towards the blonde. Shunpo no Jutsu, Naruto disappeared in a flash of yellow light and reappeared behind the Uchiha. Amaterasu no Tate, Sasuke whispered as black flames formed around the spiritual bones. Cho Udama Rinnegan. Naruto struck with the massive spinning chakra ball in hand and reduced the landscape to a crater. Boulders, trees and the earth itself were blown away, leaving a noticeable hole in the earth where the jutsu had detonated. When the dust cleared, Sasuke could be seen standing in the middle of a large Yamabushi with a bow and shield in each arm. That's not like Itachi's Susanoo, Naruto thought. Sasuke didn't say a word as the Yamabushi brought up its bow and fired an arrow at the blonde. What's with that arrow's speed? Unable to move, Naruto poured as much chakra as he could into his next jutsu, Shinra Tensei. The spiritual arrow impacted the jutsu and dissipated, but it managed to almost reach Naruto before finally fading. I overused by gravity jutsu and I was still barely able to stop his attack. I can't take a hit from one of those. Dai Dobe. Sasuke shouted in rage as the Yamabushi fired another arrow. At first Naruto didn't react but knew that he wouldn't be able to dodge or deflect the attack this time, so he was forced to tap into Kyuubi's chakra like he had done many times before. After his fight with Danzo, he had originally been against using it, but he knew that as long as he was the Kyuubi Jinchuriki he would have to use its power to survive. And survival was all the fox cared about. His form disappeared in a column of crimson light as the Kyuubi's chakra consumed his body in its sinister embrace. The light died down a few moments later to reveal a human-sized chakra fox with 6 tails behind him and bones covering him. Sasuke saw this and fired another arrow, intent on putting an end to this once and for all. The arrow struck the cubified Naruto in the chest with devastating force, blowing up dust and granite as the sound echoed across the battlefield. When it cleared, the fox stepped around a large slab of rock and grinned towards Sasuke, who was glaring back fiercely. So this is what it's come to, Hadobe. It doesn't matter, Sasuke said through rasped breaths as he continued to glare. Naruto disappeared in a burst of speed a moment later and reappeared beside him. What? Naruto gave out a loud roar as he threw out a punch and tore into the side of the Yamabushi, almost reaching Sasuke himself before the Uchiha was able to react and swat him away with the large spiritual shield. Oh no, Sasuke's eyes widened slightly when he saw the fox forming a black ball of chakra at his mouth. I have to stop him. He fired another arrow at him, if only to stop him from finishing his jutsu. He was too late. Rokubako Ima, the arrow struck before he finished charging and forced the jutsu to destabilize. The world around the two fighters disappeared in a miniature sun. That will be it for this video. If you want more, comment down below, like, subscribe. And see you guys later.